they are not predefined in the sense that they are not structured. Like you don't know the type of data, you don't know the type of the type of data you want to store. For instance, now you want to store text data, video data, all those data they are not structured. So we are the one that will find a way to structure those data. So that will be our unstructured data. Now, no SQL database include document oriented database like MongoDB. All these database they store information in a key value pairs like Redis, column family store like Apache, Cassandra. So are the NoSQL database. Now, before going forward, let me really talk about the data. Data you can call it a piece of information that we can store in the database that's able to store in the database a piece of information gathered from an entity. What that entity can be the human object. The information gotten from an entity that has not been processed, like the name of the person, age. These are the data gotten from an entity. So those are the information that can be stored in the database. Now, the relational database, that's RDBMS, stands for Relational Database Management System. It is a type of database management system that is based on the relational model of data. Do, hello, are you talking to me? Hello, Victoria. Hello.
Yeah, no, please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Now, the relational database management system is a kind of system that can be used to relate with database. It's a type of database management that is based on relational model of data. In an RDBMS, data is organized into tables where each table consists of rows and columns. Now, it is a system that can be used to interact with our database, but it's very difficult to interact with database management with our database manually. Like we want to retrieve, since we are not working on the Excel spreadsheet. In case of database management, in case of database, in order to interact to access our data, update our data conveniently, so we need a system that's a relational database management to interact with our database. This kind of system, it gives us an interaction, that is the interface, the language to interact, where with language, the access to interact with our database conveniently. So this kind of system, it has a rows and column, which all our data are being organized. For this table depicts what I'm trying to say. So we have a column of field. These are the information gotten from our entities. So, and the constraint, we have the constraint record growth. So that's what the picture here depicts. So we have the characteristics of a relational database management system. They are tabular structure. What do I mean by this one is that the system is being organized in a table, whereby we have a rows and column. These are the characteristics of that's one of the characteristics. Then relationship. It means that you can have two or more tables in a database. For instance, if you go to a supermarket now, a supermarket can in their database, they have a database about the customer, they have database on their products. That's the table, that the customer tables, that's the customer table, user tables. That the table they store their information about their customers, the table they store the information about their products, about their employees. So in such a way to relate all of the table together, if we want to know that this kind of customer, this is the this is the goal is requesting for. So there's a way we can relate the customer table to user table to product table. That will be their relationship here. Now, SQL, it has what we call structure query language. This it is a accepted language that can be used to access our stored data in the database. Now, data integrity. So, in the database, data stored in the database, you have to have integrity, so that it is consistent, secure, that it is secured. So, we believe that our data in database should be secure, it should be consistent, it should be acceptable. So that's all. Okay, that was what this one depicts. Also, example of RDBMS. These are we have Oracle, MySQL, MariaDB, Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL. Oracle is Oracle is developed by Oracle Corporation. It's a very fast, it's a uh, very efficient database, but just that the very expensive to manage. Most of the small organization cannot afford the Oracle. So that's why most of the organization they don't use it because it's very expensive to manage and very efficient. Now we have MySQL. MySQL is generally accepted. It's generally used by people because of the very simplicity and scalability and elasticity. Said that scalability, for instance, what I mean by scalability, it can easily adapt to change the demand of the users. The resources, for instance, now there's a surge in the resources by the by the user. The database it can adapt to the change in demand, and it's not that it can easily can be easily it's upgraded that we can upgrade it to accommodate more uh, more input from customers. Like for instance, let me just put in simplicity. Your laptop now, it was meant you bought it with 2 gig RAM, so you can upgrade it to 4 gig RAM based on the you know that what you are keeping in your system is getting larger, so you need to upgrade this. So that this is one thing that scalability. Your database should be scalable, so that you should be able to adapt to changes. Um, MariaDB is same thing. It is scalable and elasticity. I mean elastic. Microsoft SQL Server, Postgres SQL. So those are the example of relational database management system. Now, component of database. There are five major component of database. They are hardware, software, data procedure, database access. The hardware component. What we uh, provision our database management system. We need hardware like computer system, computer of hardware set of hardware SSD, we need the RAM, all these are we need the switches, routers. So those are the hardware. Then the software, we need database management system. Database management is a software on its own that provide that provide the interface between the user and the database, and which interact with the database. And we need the operating system as well. Now, data, we need data. If there's no data, there's no database because we are going to store data inside our database. These are the information gotten from our entity that we need to process. Now, procedure. Procedure has to do with the set of procedure and the set of rules that can be used to interact with database, like access from security wise, how to interact with the set of procedure to interact with database, like SQL languages that used to interact with database. Database access. This one has to do with when we talk about database access. That is how to get access to in our database. Like when in case of my SQL now, I want to get access to that, we need the SQL. That's the structured query language to get access to update our data there, update, delete, and add data to our database. So this is what this one there depicts. Now, likewise, we have a database design and modeling. Data modeling is the first step in the process of database design. This step is sometimes considered to be a high-level and abstract design phase, also referred to as conceptual design. The aim of this phase is to describe the data contained in the database, that is the entities. Entities are the entity, the place we want to get information from. That is the student, lecturers, courses, or and subjects. These are the entity you want to get information from, want to get data from. Then the relationship between the data, students are supervised by lecturers. Lecturer teach courses. So these are the relationship I'm talking about. So we have a student table, we have lecturer table, we have course table. So find a way to link all the table together. That will be the relationship. Now, the constraint on data, that is need the condition on data, the type of data want to the type of data we want to store. For instance, now, want to store the name. We must make sure that our the sorry, we must make sure that the length of the integer, I mean the length of the character. For instance, the student, the length of the character, the student name will exactly or more than 8 digits or 8 alphabet. So that's what I mean by constraint. A subject has 4 or 6 units of credit unit. So that will mean by constraint. Then we have a data manipulation is the use of a programming language to modify data in a database to make it easier to fill or for the purpose of decision making. Like what I was saying about the SQL. So SQL is an artificial language that can be used to get access to communicate. That's the only language is understood uh, by database. So we can use it to manipulate our database, like we can give you access to money to add, update, and delete, and do whatever we want to do on our database. Other DBM like Microsoft Access use a query language called QPE, query by example. That's the language I can use to communicate with Microsoft Access. So example of the query language SQL is select student major from student table where student name is equal to John Smith. So this is the way query language looks like. So this is a query to reduce total number of students in the student table. So we select count from student table. Now we have the database administration and security. Database administration, this involves management and control of physical realization of the database system, including physical design, physical database design and implementation, setting security and integrity controls, monitoring system performance, reorganizing the database. Now, the administration of database is done by the database administrator. The administrator has to make sure that how to set up the database physically, like there should be a plan to get the provision of database ready, and getting computer hard drive, the size of hard drive, is the specification of the computer, the one that you want to use. So, and then it has to make sure that, about the security and integrity control. other monitoring system uh, performance. The administrator has to make sure how to monitor the performance of the system. There should not be the breakdown of database because uh, the database is how can I call it, is very important in the level of organization. Because if the database is down, many things are going to be affected. So we have to make sure that how to monitor the system performance so that there will be no breakdown of the system. Then reorganizing the database, we should make sure that how to make sure that the database is well organized. Uh, the new data is being sent to the database. The data has to be consistent. Then the database security. This involves mechanisms that protect the database against intentional or accidental threats. There are many threats that can uh, affect the database. Uh, so the database administrator has to make sure that the security is well set up so that there will be an intruder, there will be no intruder that will get access to our data. Because data is very important, very fertile in the life of the organization. If the organization data is breached, most things are be affected. So the security is very important. Not only apply to data head database, breach of security may affect other parts of the system, which may in turn affect the database. Now, imagine trend in database system. Imagine technology in database management system have revolutionized the way data is stored, managed, and analyzed. This technology are driving innovation and enabling organizations to make data drive decisions. Some of the key of emerging technologies are now the using database. You can there are many emerging technology about the database management system. You can database is more than what we think about. Like we have a cloud-based database that we don't need to physically stage a database in an organization does not even need to have a physical database there in their premises. In the sense that they can have such this kind of system to another organization on their behalf to manage their data, provide scalability, and this kind of database provides scalability, flexibility, and cost effectiveness. It says that they don't need to invest more on physical presence of database managers in their office. So they can do this thing in a pay as you go. That whatever they consume, they have to pay for it. So it's just a cloud activity. And this kind of system is very scalable and flexible. And likewise, in memory database, this will also offer a data processing and real-time analytics. And we have the artificial intelligence and machine learning, which enable automated data analysis and decision making. And with this, we know that artificial intelligence is also an emerging technology and very efficient in data management. He said that organization you can have a train model that, for instance, is able to predict. You can design a predictive model in organization. The aim of the model is just to you might train the model to be predicting the cost of their product in future occurrences. Maybe they, they increase their prices of social particular product. What is the outcome? What's the uh, what's the side effect of this thing of increasing their price of their goods? They change their model to predict the price of their model. So in this case, you can incorporate this kind of model. You can use it to you can plug it and plug and play in a database management system such a way that this thing just be done automatically. If the data experience a difference in the database management system, in the database management system, for example, they have a stable amount, a stable price, and there's a sudden increase in price in the database. So database automatically recognize the changes in the database. So now it will now be a automatic thing that database will be able to predict on its own automatically that this is going to affect organization, is it positive or negative. So we can do this thing the use of natural language processing and algorithm. So this one that it can be used to understand natural language. Like for instance, now we can also use customer customer service experience. Like the customer want to get information from an organization, maybe the cost of their bill. The customer can they can log into the system that how much the cost of this thing. Instead of human being to respond to the user, there's a way you can incorporate this the use of natural language processing so that it will respond. You can use it to simulate the human so that if you respond to the user as if the, the human being is talking. So it's very easy to do that kind of thing with the use of artificial intelligence. Now, this is the end of my presentation. I appreciate any question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kolawole. We really appreciate. So please, do we have questions? We kind of have just 2 minutes. If anyone has questions, question this one.
Mm, I'd like to ask one question. Like when making database decisions, what you look for? Like, is there any difference in performance-wise between the structured, the SQL database and no SQL database? On what conditions should you choose between these two?
Sorry, I don't get you very well.
I said,
Hello.
hello, can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you.
All right. I said, on what conditions should you make decision between the NoSQL database and the SQL database? Is there performance in the two, or like I need a database for a project, and what should I look for? What should I consider before choosing between the two, the NoSQL and the SQL database?
Okay. I understand you now. But if you want to choose a database, you want to choose between the relational database and NoSQL database. That what can we choose as a okay? Why should I select a particular database? That's the question. Now the reason, okay, I think the relational database system is a kind of database that store our data in a row and column. Why this NoSQL is a kind of database that store data in graphs, in graphical interface. So if you want to select the database, I think the selecting the database, we can look for what we can look for scalability. That's the first thing, and flexibility. Flexibility in the sense that how to easily understand the how my data is being organized. But I think we want to select the database. I think relational database is it's very scalable and readable and very flexible. So that the data stored in database can be easily accessible. It can be easily accessible, and the data they are very structured. You want to store data in NoSQL. data there, they are unstructured. You find a way to make it structured. So data stored in the database is very if third party that come into your database to your database, analyzing your data in the database, relational database is very easy because the data there, they are very organized. They are organized in rows and tables. So I think that's one of the point I think um, can make it to choose one of the database. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for the explanation.
Okay, thank you very much everyone for joining Stand Up today. Sorry, for joining KB today. Really appreciate it. It's already time for us to end this session.